Tonight's headlines: Duterte lauds military operation against Abu Sayyaf. Sinas assumes PNP top post. Bilibid riot death toll now at 4. Coronavirus cases in the country at 399,749. US-made vaccines in Philippines by first quarter of 2021. Signal number 2 up over 5 areas. Philippine economy continues downtrend. And Peso retreats on weaker than expected GDP. Good evening. Today is Tuesday, November 10, 2020. I am Elmer Navarro Manuel and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. President Rodrigo Duterte has congratulated the military after 7 members of the Abu Sayyaf group were killed following an encounter in Sulu Sea last week. The president lauded the operation by the military's Joint Task Force Sulu against the group led by Mundi Sawadjaan and Radulan Sahiron. 2 of the fatalities in the November 3 operation were believed to be brothers of Sawadjaan, who allegedly orchestrated the deadly bombings in Jolo in August. The president said that he commends the military for its vigilance and commitment in defeating these terrorists and ensuring the safety and security of the nation. Duterte also reiterated his administration's support to the military and police through programs that will further improve their capacity to respond to the security needs of the country. He added that the military's dedication to sworn duty strongly affirms his administration's unwavering commitment to safeguard the people and maintain peace and security in the country. Police Major General Sinas on Tuesday afternoon formally assumed the post of Chief of the Philippine National Police. In a change of command ceremony at Camp Crame presided over by Interior Secretary Eduardo Año, Sinas replaced Police General Camilo Cascolan after the latter reached the mandatory retirement age of 56. Cascolan led the 218,000-strong PNP for 2 months. Sinas, who previously served as Director of the National Capital Region Police Office, is a graduate of the Philippine Military Academy Hinirang class of 1987. Prior to leading the NCRPO, Sinas was the Chief of the Central Visayas Police. His leadership was marred with controversies as the killing incidents in the region supposedly increased during his watch. Sinas was also condemned by the public for having a birthday celebration or mañanita last May despite strict quarantine measures in Metro Manila due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Department of Justice on Tuesday announced that the number of inmates who died in Monday's riot at the new Bilibid prison's maximum security compound has climbed to 4. Undersecretary Emeline Aglipay Villar said inmates are currently not allowed to leave their dorms and only orderlies are allowed to roam. Authorities originally confirmed 3 casualties and 64 injured inmates in another round of violence between the Sputnik and Commando gangs on Monday morning. It was exactly 1 month after a riot between the same 2 gangs killed 9 inmates. Justice Secretary Minardo Guevara has ordered an investigation into the riots that will include a look into whether there was negligence on the part of corrections officials. Visits to Philippine prisons have been suspended for months due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
This is a very important story. The important story.
Pictures and stories.
Today, we feel the weight of history on our shoulders. The way we have been moving leads nowhere. We need to change course.
Since the United Nations was founded, the human race has never had to face a set of challenges like we do right now. But together, we can overcome them.
The Department of Health reported 1,347 confirmed cases of the coronavirus disease on Tuesday to bring the total number of infections in the country to 399,749. Cavite tallied the highest number of newly reported cases at 92, followed by Manila with 77, Quezon City with 58, Baguio City with 55, and Laguna with 52. The number of recoveries, on the other hand, rose to 361,919 after 187 more patients recovered from the deadly disease. The death toll is now at 7,661 following 14 fatalities recorded. The remaining 30,169 are active cases undergoing treatment or quarantine, 83% of which are mild, 9.4% are asymptomatic, 2.7% are severe, and 4.8% are in critical condition. Almost 51 million worldwide have contracted COVID-19 according to a running tally from the US-based Johns Hopkins University, with the US, India, Brazil, France, and Russia having the highest total cases. Since the pandemic began, almost 1.3 million have died, while more than 33 million have recovered. In other news, Manila's ambassador to Washington, Jose Manuel Romualdez, on Tuesday said that the Philippines may be able to access the US-developed COVID-19 vaccines as early as the first quarter of 2021. Romualdez said the Philippines had already made representations with Pfizer and biotechnology company Moderna regarding possible supply deals. A vaccine developed by German biotech firm BioNTech and U.S. pharmaceutical giant Pfizer showed that it was 90% effective against COVID-19 based on early results from Phase 3 clinical trials. The company said they expect to supply up to 50 million vaccine doses globally this year and up to 1.3 billion doses in 2021. The envoy added that Pfizer had assured that the vaccine will not be sold to the Philippines at an expensive price and noted that the Philippines will not be asked to give a down payment to ensure access to the vaccines. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, meanwhile, expressed confidence that the Philippines will approve Pfizer's vaccine candidate for emergency use. State Weather Bureau Pagasa on Tuesday announced that Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal Number 2 was raised over 5 areas in Luzon as Tropical Storm Ulysses continues to move northwestward. In its 5 p.m. severe weather bulletin, the weather agency disclosed that Catanduanes, Sorsogon, Albay, Camarines Sur, and the eastern portion of Camarines Norte are under TCWS number 2. Pagasa said Ulysses will move generally west-northwestward on Tuesday, then turn westward on Wednesday morning. The center of Ulysses is likely to make landfall over Quezon on Thursday morning with a close approach of Catanduanes and Camarines Norte on Wednesday afternoon and evening, respectively. However, the Weather Bureau said a slight southward shift in the orientation of the track forecast showed an increasing likelihood of a landfall over Bicol region on Wednesday afternoon or evening. Sunrise is at 5:55 a.m. and sunset will be at 5:24 p.m. We'll pause for a short break. Stay with us.
Click, click, that's it. Never thought self-service can be this slick. Modify plans in a snap, walang hirap. It's a wrap, just tap the app. Now you can check, view, subscribe, renew. Help and support for you. Out with the ring apps are the in thing. You know what to do. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Self-service and easy to use. Mas okay tayo dyan. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Instant response, no hold time pa, wala nang hintayan. Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
Download the Globe One and Globe at Home apps from Google Play Store and Apple App Store now.
Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
Good morning, sir. How may I help you?
Bakit kailangan ko pang pumunta sa bangko?
Oo nga naman, sir. Ba't kailangan pang pumunta sa bangko?
Why not get a UB app so you can do all these without going to the bank? Bank the way you live. Union Bank.
In business, the Philippine economy continued to contract from July to September to extend the downtrend for the third consecutive quarter, albeit at a slower rate than in the 3 months prior. Data released by the Philippine Statistics Authority on Tuesday indicated that the gross domestic product contracted by 11.5% in the third quarter. The latest reading is an improvement from the downward revised record low negative 16.9% in the second quarter, but a reversal of the 6.0% growth in the third quarter of 2019. Year-to-date economic growth averaged negative 10% in the first 9 months of 2020, making it hard for the country to achieve the economic manager's forecast for the full year with a 6.6% growth needed in the fourth quarter. For his part, NEDA Acting Secretary Carl Chua said that the third quarter of 2020 saw the country dance with the virus, which was 2 steps forward and 1 step back. The quarantine restrictions have given the government ample time to expand its capacity to respond to the pandemic. And the Philippine peso retreated against the US dollar on Tuesday, reacting to weaker than expected economic data for the third quarter of the year. The local currency lost 12.5 centavos to close at 48 pesos and 27 centavos to a dollar versus Monday's finish of 48 pesos and 145 centavos to a dollar. Tuesday's appreciation came as the Philippine Statistics Authority reported the third quarter gross domestic product at negative 11.5%, marking the second consecutive month that the economy contracted by double digits. Land Bank of the Philippines market economist Gian Angelo Dumalagan said that the local currency depreciated amid the weaker than expected Philippine third quarter GDP growth report, despite improving from the record low levels in the previous quarter. Moving forward, the government said its full-year projection of a 5.5% contraction is no longer feasible. That wraps up the stories tonight. Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune Digital Edition and Press Reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store or Google Play to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Torcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just visit the sticker store on Viber and search for Katribu. And before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store for my shirt and jacket this evening. Again, this is Elmer Navarro Manuel, and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.
Ang Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators o POGO ay isang legitimate business entity na nagbibigay serbisyo sa offshore gaming para lamang sa mga manlalarong nasa abroad sa pamamagitan ng internet. Ang mga serbisyong handog nito ay katulad ng casino games at sports betting na pwedeng laruin kahit wala sa casino. Sa Pilipinas, walang POGO operators. Tanging POGO service providers lamang dahil nagaganap ang mga laro sa labas ng bansa.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Bilang bagong mag-asawa, sabay kaming natututo sa buhay.
Sabay rin namin inaaral ng mga bayarin sa bahay.
Kahit kami, nagtaka sa biglang laki ng electricity bill namin. Huwag pong mangambang maputulan. Sinisigurado ng Meralco na walang disconnection hanggang September.
Estimated bills lang ang natanggap natin ng March, April, at para sa ilan, May. Dahil sa lockdown, isang tabi to para hindi na maguluhan.
Ang May o June ay actual meter reading na. Kung May nagka-actual reading, ibabawas dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran hanggang 3 buwang konsumo.
Kung estimated reading sa May at June nagka-actual reading, ibabawas din dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran. Hanggang 4 na buwang konsumo, walang labis. Tandaan, kung ano lang na konsumo,
yun lang ang babayaran.
Ako po si Mateo G.
At ako naman po si Sarah G.
G?
G!